What's up guys, it's Rash here. Welcome to Wealth Wednesday, and today I have a very special guest with me, and this guy is Mr. Imran. My
Hey
good
guys,
friend
how are you?
Imran, and Imran is the CEO of the Profits Academy. I've known him as a friend for a very long time. It's been how many years now, bro?
I have no idea, 4, 5?
Yeah, probably about 4 or 5 years. And in Singapore, this guy is the OG, right? He is incredible in what he does in digital marketing, and this is the go-to man if you want to learn how to start an online business, if you're a business owner looking to actually increase your number of leads, to increase traffic for your business, to increase your profits. Like, this is the guy, right? When I was starting out initially, when I was just a teenager, right, when I was 18 years old, I was following him already, and I remember this one time where just one simple thing that he actually taught me, which I implemented into my business, to immediately skyrocket the number of leads I got. It was incredible. And all this stuff he gives for free on his page, all of that. Dude, I'm talking so much about him. He hasn't even started. So guys, so Imran, for my guys who don't know you, give us, who are you and how did you get started on this journey of entrepreneurship, man? Tell me.
I'm a regular Joe who read some pretty irregular books, got some irregular, amazing mentors along the way, and picked up an amazing life. So how I got started was because I have always been passionate about entrepreneurship, and while a lot of people were taking up books on Rich Dad Poor Dad, the generic stuff, I was already picking up books on how to do marketing and sales, right? Because at the end of the day, that's the crux of entrepreneurship, marketing and sales, right? Everything else is perhaps just a cost, right? So that's how I got started actually, Rajvin.
Oh, that's interesting. Dude, you talk about this, right? So what, for my audience, for my guys who are interested in sales and marketing, these are the core to your business, right? This guy is a relentless learner, right? The number one thing he recommends
learn and implement,
is to read. Right? Read the books, right? Read books, and that's a simple advice, right? So give me your top 3 books.
My top 3 books, very simple. The first book that you got to read, and this one's for mindset, this one has been bandied about as being too good to be true. It's called The 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss, who's a great guy. And the reason why I recommended that one first is because the 4-Hour Workweek gives you the belief, and you see a lot of people being able to do it, right? That's the first book. The second book would have to be The $100 Startup. The $100 Startup by Chris Guillebeau. I think I'm pronouncing his name correctly, right? Chris Guillebeau, The $100 Startup. It's a great and amazing because it shows you on how you can get started in business, in entrepreneurship. Very low capital ideas that cost less than $100. And the third book that I would recommend is absolutely Dan Kennedy's The Ultimate Marketing Plan. So the first book is going to be about your mindset and stuff. The second book is about empowerment, because now you see other people doing it for less than $100. And then the third book would be Dan Kennedy. That's the practical stuff on how to actually get inquiries for your business.
I've read the first 2 books. I haven't read the third book yet.
Yeah.
So I'll be sure to read that book myself.
Perfect.
All right. Whatever he recommends, guys, you gotta read their books, man. Seriously. So Imran, tell us about your biggest achievements in business, man. What are your biggest achievements? Tell us.
I wouldn't call it achievements, but what I really treasure, I used to go into entrepreneurship wanting the money and the fame. Does that make sense? Money and fame, money and fame. After some time, when my daughter was born, this Andrea Yasmin, about 4 years ago, the little monster was born, I began to really realize, and I speak this from my heart, right? I began to really realize that money is good, but being able to grow up with your loved ones is even better. So if you ask me what's my biggest achievement, is the ability for me to spend time with my daughter, send her to school every day and fetch her from school every day. Not today, obviously, because I'm here, right? But that's my biggest achievement, the ability to have relationships and nurture those relationships, because I don't have to work 8 to 5.
Dude, that's incredible. But I want to pick out something. The last time I met this dude, right, he's kind of complaining to me about having nothing to do. He's bored out of his mind because he's at home watching Netflix. Like, how do you set that up, man? Yeah,
it's true. Life is all about systems, man. A lot of people don't understand this. And in the beginning, I was always only about marketing and sales. And then I found out that when you set up systems in a certain way and you implement it and you implant it in your life, when you have that system, you create what we call predictability. And most people are worried day to day, they can't sleep, they toss and turn at night because they don't have this sense of predictability. Now, when you have a system in place, you have a business idea, you have a way of getting inquiries, and you have a way to close those sales with or without you being there, you create this sense of predictability. That's really, really important. And that's why, some of the times I'm trying to pick up meditation now and yoga and all the other stuff, because I really, really have nothing to do on the afternoons right now. And I'm not even joking. So that's how it is.
Dude, I personally find that incredible, right? We live in this world where people they're stuffed out of their minds with working 12, 14-hour days, right?
Yeah.
Whereas you have people like Imran who has set up everything, making seriously incredible income, but having a lot of time free as well.
Yeah,
right?
time
Having the
freedom,
ability
man.
to actually spend time with his daughter, which is what is most important to him, right?
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
That's just incredible. How can someone start and go about with creating systems in their life? Like where do I start?
If you want to create a system in your life,
Okay, cool.
if you want to make money from a business, the most important thing is that you need to have something to sell.
Okay.
Like if I were to say this, like Oprah Winfrey and Ellen DeGeneres or whatever, if I give you an audienceship on Oprah Winfrey's show tonight, which I can't by the way, but this is just a question. If I give you the airtime with Oprah Winfrey, do you have something to sell to that global millions of people worldwide at the end of the interview with Oprah Winfrey? Ask yourself that question. Do you have an offer, a package that you can already sell? And if you don't have anything to sell at the end of that 1 hour interview or whatever with Oprah Winfrey, if you have nothing to sell, no one to buy, how on earth are you going to make money? But the biggest problem over here, Rashbin, is not the what to sell. Like, people make money from everything. People make money from they make money from the waste management industry, Sembawang Corp, right? People make money from fertilizer, that's shit, right? Am I able to say that?
Yeah,
Manure,
sure.
shit, right?
Yeah.
People make money from death, right? America selling airplanes and missiles and bombs and everything else. People make money from everything, coffin, right? The death industry. It's not a question of what to sell, rather, but to find out gaps that are being underserved right now in the community, in the society, and learning how to tap on that. And I believe we'll be talking a bit more about that later on. I'm going to give them some ideas later on in a free training coming up about how they can also do that as well. But back to you, Rashbin.
Dude, that's incredible advice, man. Absolutely, that really got me thinking, right? If you have airtime with Ellen DeGeneres, for example, what is it that you have to offer to the world, such that the systems are set up where people can automatically buy your products or services, and that's very, very important to create.
And actually, that's very, very important. If I may, this is just off the cuff. I've actually have an idea.
Yeah.
I want to show you why systems are so important. So, for example, I run a couple of businesses, and one of the businesses that I do is obviously business coaching and everything else. And so, one of the things that happens to me every single time I wake up, and what time is it now? It's 4:34, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to zoom in a while. If you can take a look at this, by the time I wake up until now, these are all the applications of people who wants to buy stuff. I don't know whether you can see it, right?
Yeah.
But like before lunch, there's already 20. After lunch, there's going to be another 20. So that's a systemization right there. Knowing that I can have leads and inquiries coming in, whether it be email, Skype, SMS, WhatsApp, WeChat, who cares? The inquiries are coming in, and then my sales team, which I have to train, again, systemization again, right? They're going to have to go out there and close the sales, and then I have to service those sales, after sales service as well. It's all about systemization, and I thought it would be cool to just show you some of the things that's been working
That's
for me.
incredible, man.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what it's about, That's exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Okay, so tell us, man. Now I see that you built your business, you built all of that, but you've been through some challenges in business, man.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
You've been through the ups.
I don't talk about it much.
Yeah, you've been through the ups and you've been through some serious downs as well. Like,
Sure.
that's something I knew
Yeah.
from him, like over the last, especially over the last 3-4 years,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely,
Like,
man.
would you mind sharing some of your downs of entrepreneurship and
Yeah.
how that kind of affected you in a way?
I usually don't say this. I usually don't regret anything in my life. Just if you asked me about 3 years to 5 years ago, Imran, is there anything that you would turn the clock back on? I would have told you no, right? But as time moved on, I realized that there were things that I kind of regretted doing. And one of the things that left a void in my heart, right? Here I am, doing okay financially, at the same time being able to live my life day to day, watching Netflix, chilling and hanging out with my friends and eating these amazing desserts and everything every single day. There was still a part of me that was crying out. It was really crying out, and I couldn't figure out for the sake of my life, what was it? Was it a bigger reason why was I put on earth? Like, I was helping people and people were already getting results, but there was something missing. And so the more I thought about it, it was because there were a few mistakes that I made in the past that made me lose trust with a few people in the business community. And but by having said that, it was that me allowing myself to be the face of a couple of ventures and joint partnerships which were not according to what I thought it would be. So one of my mentors partnered up with me and he promised me A, B, C, D, F, G and everything else. And so I went full in I went head in. I just jumped in all out, because I thought that I trusted this person and everything that this person said and did were to be trusted as well. But as time turned out, it seems that whatever was being promised was not what was actually being delivered 100%. So yeah, I mean, I heard a couple of partners like that. Not only in one business, but 3, 4, 5 different businesses. So there was a dark moment for me, because here I was struggling deep inside, asking myself, why is it when I'm having this lifestyle, I'm still feeling so miserable? And I realized that it was because I lost this one particular keyword called trust. Trust is something that takes a long time to build. And trust is something that you can lose as well in a jiffy, but when you lose it, it's hard to gain again. Like Rajbin will tell you, right? Always protect your position. Like when you lose it, for it to come back again, it takes a lot of effort, And so that's one of my darkest moments. And my lesson that I've kind of learned over there is always to trust your instinct and your gut feeling. And the reason why I say that is because there was a voice inside of me who always says like, back off, man, back off, get out. I didn't. And it got deeper and deeper and deeper, and I didn't like what was happening at that time. The first advice is obviously to follow your intuition and your gut feel. The second advice is to do real research, man. Do real research, whoever you're following, partnering up with, or whatever. I've had a couple of business partners who I set up businesses for them. It hit 5 figures in the first month. After the third or fourth month, they kind of just went off with the company's money and everything else. Especially, I won't say in which industries, but it's happened to me a couple of times. So always do real research. Make sure that you don't fall into the same trap.
Wow, dude, there's some deep lessons right there, man.
Yeah.
So Imran, I believe you have a special gift from our audience, right?
Yeah, sure.
What's the special gift that you want to give to my audience? He actually told me that he wants to share this gift with you guys, and yeah, tell us about it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I've always started off my journey in the past, and Rajbin knows this, by giving away a lot of value. I believe in what I call the free line, right? Free line. Free line means there's the brownie points, and then there's the money. Now imagine there's a line. Like, I don't have that. Imagine there's a line over here, right? This is the line over here. And when you help people for free, what's going to happen is that they're going to get so much value, they're going to change their lives, and if they end up buying, great. But if they don't end up buying, they stay below this buying line, but at least you get what we call brownie points.
Yes.
Like you feel good because people come up to you and say, hey, Imran, you changed my life or whatever.
Absolutely.
So that's great. Now, for some of them are going to like the free stuff so much that they're going to elevate and they're going to be part of a larger movement.
Yes.
Then you get both brownie points and you get currency as well. So either way, it still works, and that has been my journey. And so I thought, hey, since I'm going to be meeting Rajvin and he has a great community who does something that I don't, and I do something that Rajvin doesn't, I thought it'd be great for me to do for you a free web class. I want to do a free web class for you guys over here. And would it be okay if I shared very briefly what this web class is going to be about?
Go on, man.
Now, this web class is very simple. 3 main problems that people face in life, right? The 3 problems are usually, let me talk about money first. Why? Because everybody loves money, right? That's the main reason why most people want to get into business. Let's talk about money. Most people want more money, but they are clueless and they have no idea on how to get even started. The reasons why, the main impediments, the main obstacles of why people don't even start a business is, number 1, the paralysis of a business idea. They have no idea what business they should be going into. They're always beating themselves up about what is the most perfect business. And on this free web class, I'm going to show you why no business is a perfect business and why any idea can be turned into a gold mine, a cash cow each and every month for the rest of your life. That's the first thing. The second obstacle that I see people, facing all the time, Rajvin, is not only the lack of a business idea, it's also because they think they lack the capital. Now, Tony Robbins says this: it is not a lack of resources that you're suffering from, it's a lack of bloody resourcefulness. Right, I put in the word bloody, right? It's a lack of resourcefulness. So I'm going to show you how you can get started in a business, online or offline or whatever, tapping on the power of digital marketing, because digital marketing is real, right? And how you can get started in businesses that require capital of less than $500. So that means less than $500 means no restaurant opening, no laundry shop opening, no cafe opening. Those are good things, but I want to show you stuff that can make you money really quickly, because, hey, business is a marathon, I understand.
Absolutely.
But because most people don't treat it like a marathon, they want to see money fast.
Absolutely.
So I want to show you how you can make small money fast first, right? Not big money, not get rich quick, but small amounts of income coming in first, so that you get what we call small wins. When you get small wins, they compound together, become a huge win in the one. So I've talked about the first problem with the lack of business idea. Secondly, they think they lack capital. And thirdly, a lot of people, they really look down on themselves. They lack the self-confidence and self-esteem. They always tell me like, oh, Imran, or hey, Reshwin, I'm good for nothing. I'm not good at anything. I'm the same like everyone else. I have no business idea. I don't deserve this, right? So what if I told you that there is a particular business model out there that is called online brokering? I call it online puppeteering, online leveraging, which you can get started in. That doesn't require you to be smart, good looking, fit, or intellectual or whatever. It is something that's really cool, and I want you to totally be part of this web class. It's actually happening on 8 p.m. The date and the link and everything else, I'm sure Rashvin will put it up either below this video or above this video, on the left, on the right. It's going to be a great web class, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., 2 hours. I wanted to make me a promise. I'm going to give this to you guys for free. The only promise that I want from you is to have a piece of paper and pen and write down those notes, and I want to document those notes. And then what's going to happen is that if Rashvin is feeling generous, he's going to hold you accountable to make sure you check off those lists, the checklist on the piece of paper, and you implement that freaking thing. Remember, knowledge and implementation are like your right hand and your left hand. Knowledge and implementation. You see, if you have a ladder in front of you right now and you try to climb the ladder with your right hand, it's going to suck. If you're going to climb with left hand, it's going to suck. Similarly, trying to make money using just knowledge alone and no implementation is going to suck. And trying to implement without knowledge, you're going to fall off, right, off the cliff. So what you're going to do is that you learn and you apply, and you learn and you apply. And before you know it, you look down, everyone else will be so far away in terms of income, time, freedom, happiness. They will be wondering, how come you're so far up there? How are you making all this money? Are you selling drugs? So that's the situation that I wanted to be into as well. So make sure you want to turn up on time, turn up with action-oriented mentality and attitude. Do what you're supposed to do.
Fantastic, guys. You know exactly what you mentioned, the entire knowledge and the ladder thing. Exactly what happened in my life as well, right? Over the last 2-3 years, that's exactly what I did. Knowledge and implementation, and I kept relentlessly going on.
Yeah, man.
And that is absolutely what made the difference.
Absolutely.
Right? So go get registered web class, just to end off this entire thing, man.
Yeah, man.
For my friends who, are afraid to start their business, right?
Yeah.
They're afraid, to move forward in their business venture or in whatever it is. What is the one advice you'd give them, man?
Simple. I learned this from Timothy Ferris. He said, as an author, all he does is he tries to write 2 pages a day. And people were like, impossible, man. You wrote like a 700-page book in 3 months. You're lying. He said, no, I wasn't lying. He just said that I have a 2-page per day writing philosophy. Because the moment you take out a laptop and you start writing 2 pages a day, that 2 pages becomes easily compounded to 7, 8, 20, 30, 40 pages. The problem is most people don't even start writing the first 2 pages, that they never get started at all. And similarly, I've been trying to get back in shape. Was I ever in shape? Well, I was trying to get back in shape. And I want to do more pull-ups, right? Because I don't want to grow up and not being able to be there for my daughter, right? And so I have this philosophy. Every time I walk past the gym at my place, I would just go in and do 2 pull-ups. And people are like, what the hell? What are you going to achieve with 2 pull-ups? Because when I get accustomed with the gym and I start doing 2 pull-ups, I'll be like, why the hell am I only doing 2? I'm already here, let's do more. And that's what actually happened to me over here. And so what I wanted to do, the biggest advice I can give to you when you want to implement all of this, is just to find out your 2 pull-ups or your 2 pages of writing every day. Figure out the 2 things that you can do on a daily basis that is so simple to do, but then puts you into a habit of motion. When you're in motion, you have momentum. When you have momentum, you get results, and when you get results, you get a belief systems that which are going to give you even more action taking and more results as well. I'm going on too long. Rash, I know you said 15 minutes, but man, we are at 16:46.
Thank you very much for joining us on Wealth Wednesday. The man right here, Imran. Go register for your web class right down below, guys. See you very soon
Take
on
care,
next week's episode.
Thank you, brother.